with a few of my friends. This is going to be the first thing we have recorded for this channel, so I'm not nervous at all. My name is James. I'm going to be the Dungeon Master today. If everyone could introduce themselves going down the line. The line is not visible for all of you, so let's start with Aldi.
Hi, hello. I am Charles. I'm going to be playing Core, who is a barbarian. A fun one. That's it, really.
All right, next up, Philip.
Hello, I'm Philip. I'm going to be playing as Isaiah. I'll be a warlock who thinks he's an angel.
All right, and then we have Tiki.
Hi, I'm going to be playing a tiefling arcane trickster, and I don't always tell the truth.
And then Michelle.
Hi, I'm Michelle. I'm going to be playing a half-orc named Graf. I just realized just now that sounds like grid paper. That's an accident.
And Denitra.
Hello. My character is named Marty, and I'm going to be playing a wizard blade singer. She's rich.
All right.
Good to know. Good to know.
So
Glad
when
to
you need
hear
somebody
it.
to pay for something, you're volunteering.
There you go.
All right.
Got to pay
Now-
for all the materials for her spells.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wizarding is a rough life.
I just looked at the material costs of some of my spells and went,
Yeah.
So, as we settle in to Eberron, I'm going to read a little bit of lore that everyone in Eberron knows. Sybaris, Eberron, and Kyber are the three progenitor dragons. First, they created all of the planes, the elemental planes, planes of law, planes of light, planes of dark. Then they created the prime material plane, a place where all ideas would become manifest, a realm that could know war and peace, life and death, order. But cruel Kyber sought ultimate dominion over this new reality. She struck Sybaris without warning and tore him apart. Eberron wrestled with Kyber and bound the traitor in her coils, but could not defeat her. Thus, Eberron became the land above as Kyber became the ground below. Sybaris, an asteroid belt surrounding the world. And that is the origin story of Eberron. In Eberron, you all are in the greatest city of Corvair, the continent. This city is known as Sharn. It exists in Brelin. There are a lot of places in Eberron with a lot of names, and they all make a lot of difference, but honestly, we're not going to get into that much right now. It's a one-shot. What you should know is that this is a city that is multi-tiered. Think New York, but more vertical and with a lot of crossing over in from places to place. So as high as New York, but as interconnected as somewhere like a Tokyo, if you guys can imagine that. And I should also mention that one of the neat things about this particular world is that magic is a science in Eberron. What I mean by that is that everything that you could imagine scientifically is powered by magic. So you have a lightning rail, which is the trains in the Eberron world. You have the airships, which are powered by elemental rings and dragon shards. There are many different amazing innovations in this world, and I'm going to do my best to convey all of that to all of you. Does anybody have any questions?
what's the name of the city we're in?
Sharn, Sharn.
All right.
Sounds good.
I needed a notebook. I did not get one.
Same.
Y'all are going to be fine. And let me just tell you right now that if anybody goes back into our records and watches this, I do not apologize to Keith Baker at all for butchering his setting because he said I can make it however I want.
That's good.
It's the DM's prerogative. DM
That's
fiat.
right. Now, all of you have signed up. Let's get a bit of background out of the way first. Do any of you know each other? Did you guys discuss this at all?
No, sir.
So you're all complete strangers.
Yeah,
Sure.
I forgot to do my homework.
Nice. That's fine. So what I'm going to do is we're going to actually do a character introduction phase, but I'm going to try to flavor it as best I can. Each of you is signing up individually for this tournament. And as you move up through the city, you're in the middle city. There are multiple layers to this city. There's Here, I'll show you a picture real quick. And by real quick, I mean give me a moment.
And once he has that picture up, then I will throw it onto the Discord thingy, whatever this is, you know.
Sounds good. Man, I really need to resort my stuff. I apologize.
No, it's all good.
And if you're waiting for me to throw something up on the Discord, in fact, why don't I just throw that in Discord in the first place so that you guys can all
No.
see it?
I mean, well, if you can put it in Discord for everybody. I thought you were gonna throw it on the grid doodle.
I am. Give me just a moment.
That's preferable.
Got it. Here you guys go.
Fancy.
Ooh.
As you can see, it is, as I said, a multi-tiered city. You have the lowest levels, which are the lava pools. Don't go there. That's the Underdark. That is where Kyber's body resides, and all sorts of forms of aberrations run rampant. There's the Cogs, which is the lowest level of the city and tends to be a seedy underbelly. There's the Depths, which is one step above being the underbelly. Tends to be where the sewers and everything takes place. Then you have the lower city, which is where the poorer people live. They rarely ever see, if ever, see the sky. You have the middle city, which is where you guys are going to be, and that is where festivals are typically held. People who have enough money to seek entertainment and fun go to from place to place. Then you have the upper city, which is where all the rich people live. But then you have the Skyway, which is where the super rich people live, and that's the floating part of the city that you could have seen in the previous image that you saw.
Cool.
That's very nice.
So, as you're going through the city, all of you are here for a specific purpose. There is a tournament to determine entry into the Wayfinders. This is a prestigious adventuring guild that would give you the resources and ability to travel far and wide across Corvair and beyond. The owner of the Wayfinders, in fact, the founder, is quite fond of Zendrick, which is a dangerous plane on another continent. As you're going to this festival, the festival that's being held, and then the tournament that is at the festival, you notice a sign-up booth. It has a Warforged who looks like he's seen far too much. For those of you who do not know what a Warforged is a mechanical being that was generated in the last war, a war that just ended with a Cold War peace treaty 2 years ago. Many of the nations of Corvair were fighting on and off in conflicts until an incident occurred and wiped one of the countries completely off the map. After that, everybody decided that maybe all of this Magitech war was a bit much. Let's all sign a treaty and go back to fighting behind the scenes rather than out in the open, where escalation gets a little out of hand. This Warforged seems like he's just pencil pushing at this point. The war is over and he is out of a job. He looks to you expectantly, Michelle, and just goes, name.
Graph.
2 F's or 1?
2.
Understood. Purpose?
There's a tournament, right?
Entry to become Wayfinder. Particular talent?
I punch things. What do you mean?
A unique talent for you, I'm sure. Punches. Anything else you would like to note?
And she just shakes her head.
And can you describe Graph to us?
Sure. Graph is, I guess, kind of short-ish for an orc, but tall-ish for a human. Gray skin and like a dull purple hair, gray eyes. Little bit bulky.
He sizes you up and down. We're going to snap over to another person as they do their entry. Charles, if you could, you
Sure.
walk up to the front and you see him go, name.
Pt.1. Do you need me to spell that?
He writes it down incorrectly and just looks back up. Entry into the tournament.
Yes.
You understand that you cannot be a member of any organizations or hierarchies that pre-exist currently to be allowed to enter this tournament, yes?
Sure, yeah.
You will be required to sign an affidavit stating that you have no previous masters or appointees. Is that understood?
I think so.
Michelle, your character gets this part as well. Go ahead and
They were
describe
like-
yourself for
They
me,
were
Charles.
like, your character's too dumb. They'll just assume that you kind of wouldn't get it anyway.
Right. So Core is 6'1" human, kind of tan skin, Middle Eastern if you had to assign. Has tattoos on one arm, kind of a melange of them that kind of go together. Wears a greatsword. That's about all you can tell from looking at him.
He sizes you up and down and just goes, melee combatant?
Yes.
I too was a melee combatant once.
Once.
The war is over. I had to get a desk job. Philip, name?
Yes. Yes, I am Isaiah. It's okay if you don't know how to spell that. It's a unique name, I understand.
I'm gonna roll a d20 for this. Nope, that's an S. He spells it right. I have no nephew as I is. And describe yourself.
So he's probably like a 5'10", fit build, half elf. He has the slightly pointed ears, but looks to be middle aged, or no, I guess would be in like human years would be about 30.
I see. It says, you understand that by entering this tournament, you waiver any rights to sue or press charges against the Wayfinder Association in the case of your death and or resurrection, anything that maims and or mangles you, and any way, shape, or form impedes you from getting on with your life in some other fashion.
Oh yeah, not a problem. Anything happens, I'll just go back to my own plane and I'll come back later.
Blink, blink. Understood.
Okay.
Name to you, Tick.
She kind of clears her throat. Jorah?
Is that with 2 R's?
Yes.
Understood. You seek to enter the tournament?
Yes, there's prizes and awards for this, right?
There will be prizes and awards, yes.
Money?
There is a cash prize, but the most coveted prize is the Wayfinder Association license, which cannot be acquired except for upon invitation.
You had me at money.
There will be money, yes. You understand that any cash prize that you receive is subject to any fines and or taxes for the city of Sharn.
Yes, I'm aware of that.
Wonderful.
This guy is a robot.
And he is a robot.
Yep.
You also understand that at any point, if you are to be found mishandling other contestants or in any way trying to cheat, that you will be expelled or disqualified.
And she just kind of like checks out her nails and yeah, kind of nods.
All right. And can you describe yourself for me, Tick?
She is a lavender tiefling female, kind of short cropped hair. The picture, the picture I put in the chat is kind of similar. She's wearing very drab, motley colored, like dark clothing. Snug fitted, but not like fitted. So you don't really see so much of his physique. But she is very slim, very tiny, but tall. So very lanky. And she's got lots of little pockets and pouches and stuff attached to her, and a bandolero across her chest and across her hips.
Okay.
So.
Very nice. And then finally, Denitra, name.
Hello, my name is Marty.
Marty. Marty, are you a member of a noble house?
Yes.
Are you an active dragon marked member of a noble house?
No.
Good. If you were, you would not be allowed to participate. Describe yourself for us, Marty.
She is a elf, as far as you know. She has warm tan skin and dark hair. She looks quite sunny, like a nice disposition, and she is wearing not anything like too fancy, but they are nicer clothes that look like that they were just bought for the event.
Nice. And all of you got all of those individual parts to as tick boxes for making sure that you understood the not being allowed to be a dragon marked member of a noble house, not being allowed to interfere with the other contestants in any way on penalty of being expelled from the race, not being able to hold any public offices or be an official of any kind in order to enter this competition, et cetera, taxes, licensure, registration. And then finally,
what's the dragon marked noble? Just out of curiosity.
from me or from him? Are you
From
asking
you.
in character? Okay.
Theoretically,
dragon marked,
we have an idea, right, in character.
Yeah. So dragon marked houses are basically they are the mercantile industry of Eberron. The houses tend to monopolize one or more industries based off of being dragon marked. It's a special, almost a tattoo, but it kind of forms and grows as you grow more powerful in life and with your house. They tend to grant special abilities. There are certain houses that have healing abilities, certain houses that have hospitality abilities. All of these granted by, I believe the lore is that Sybaris grants these dragon marks their powers, possibly Eberron. Don't quote me. But essentially, what this comes out to is innate magic that helps them do certain things here or there. And what they did with that is they all formed guilds and they monopolized certain parts of trade, whether it has to do with transportation, creation of mechanical, like the Warforged were made by House Cannith. Other forms of industry and understanding, they're already bespoke essentially, and dragon marked are usually Tiki, I think a good explanation for you would be crested people in Fire Emblem.
Okay.
So when you have that, there's expectations of you. You're set in certain parts here and there, and you usually are already well set on your life at tracks. So they're asked to be excluded for this particular competition.
Please don't kill our next generations.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Eyebrow raise, not going to confirm or deny.
Understood.
All right, thank you. Thank you.
And as he raises his head, and we get a shot of him raising his head, basically in the exact same timbre to all five of you individually at the different times that he did, and he said, "And where is the other four in your group?"
Wait, we're a group?
You need to have a group of 5 to participate.
What do you mean
I
other
thought these were-
four then?
Yeah, I thought these were individual challenges. We have to form a group.
You have to form a group. Did you not have a group? I cannot allow you. And he just starts immediately crumpling up.
Whoa, no, leave it. Hey, you lot, do you want to be a group? There's 5 of us.
There is 5 of us here, so I think this is a really good idea.
Oh God, you're really excited, aren't you?
Yes.
I'm just sizing everybody up, and I'm looking at what they're wearing and kind of calculating, like, I want to fight her. That one looks like magic. So she's not saying anything, but she's just kind of like judging.
So
this is a wonderful opportunity.
I do a quick little prayer to myself, just start mumbling words, and then look around and I think that can work for me. I think this will work out well.
Understood. You five are a group. Doesn't wait
Wait,
for
hold on.
you, Core. Just
Yeah, he said,
stacks you in
"Wait,
with the
hold on."
rest of them, rolls it up and seals it and puts it down. The starting time will be in 2 hours. Be at the appointed place, please. Next.
Where is that?
I think they mean the next group. And then
He-
I beckon to everybody to like, come along, come along.
If
wanna
you
leave?
ask him where the appointed place is, he points over to the place where everybody is currently gathering in little huddles of 5.
You got it. All right. And because Jorah does suddenly seems to know what's going on, Graf is like, I'm following that one.
Okay.
All right. Fine.
Yeah.
So Core will follow along.
Okay.
I'll follow, though I will keep a little bit of distance from her.
Okay.
There's a spring in her step, but Marty also follows along with the group.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Wonderful. As you all are walking through, you see what is essentially a square, but the way that the square works is that it's in the center of open air, and around it are bridges crossing into the area that is centralized amongst the towers around you that rise up into the sky, meeting. You guys have all been to New York before, right?
Mhm.
Yep.
You know, you look up, you get a little dizzy, you get confused because you don't see the sky.
Yeah.
That sort of feeling as you look up higher and higher, seeing bridges spanning across left and right. You actually manage to see a man slowly falling, and he stops and slowly lands on one of the bridges and continues walking.
Oh, that's one way to get around.
No, I don't think it is. I think that was dumb.
Maybe he lost his footing.
I wonder if he did that himself or if that was just a safety procedure.
I need to know.
Were any of you wanting to be natives of Sharn?
Nope.
Absolutely.
Nah.
Tiki, is that
you know
you?
what?
Yes.
Okay. What you know is that Sharn, as it is such a tall city, has a particular system in place. There are, for the middle and upper level of the city, you can have what is called a feather token. And the feather token activates a feather fall if you fall more than 20 feet, or no, I think it's like more than 50 feet without stopping. It activates an automatic feather fall for you until you land on the ground.
And this is between what layers? Upper and middle?
Yeah, around the upper and middle. Also, for some of the nicer walkways, because they don't want people getting pelted by bodies when people fall over, because people do fall. There are certain bridges that have a featherfall enchantment around them that trigger as someone falls into them to make sure that somebody doesn't brain someone else to death as they land. It's not always a given, though.
That's interesting technology. That seems really amazing.
It's like a personal parachute, essentially.
Okay.
So, Jorah, you know about this. Everybody else is an out-of-towner and is just like, oh.
Mm-hmm. She
Well,
just kind of
file.
like she just kind of chuckles and she goes, if you're not fond of that mode of travel, don't look too far over the bridges.
Oh dear.
How do I do what
That's
he
good to
did?
know.
Like
You
fall?
have to have either magical powers or you need to be citizens of the upper and middle levels.
Solve the problem.
They get perks for being citizens of those classes.
You know that technically anybody could buy a token,
Yeah,
but
she's not saying
they
that.
are expensive.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's
that's
not
fair.
saying that. No, she's like,
Good call.
So
You got to be one of the cool kids. I'll show you how to be a
Mhm.
cool kid. There's a pool on the roof. Come with me.
Oh
Yeah.
Lord.
Just jump off. It's fine. Everybody's
Yeah.
doing it.
God.
So what are we supposed to do for 2 hours?
I guess we can get to know each other and try to devise a battle stratagem.
That's
Jorah
fair.
looks around. She goes, look at the competition.
That too.
All right.
Say our
Are you-
prayers. Of course, I didn't mean that in a negative way. I mean that in the most glorious of ways.
I mean, that works too.
If you all would like to take a look around to size up your competition, I would like you all to make a check of some kind. Either you can make a perception check, or you can also make an investigation, or if you want to use your words and talk around, you can certainly make a persuasion check.
Okay. Da-da-da-da.
So I guess I'll just look around, especially at any particularly threatening-looking individuals. Sort of try and size them up.
Perception
Visually.
check.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm going to be looking at the immediate groups that are near us to see if they look like there's any sense of cohesiveness, or if they're like our group. Just kind of looking at how familiar they are with each other and their body language. I'm also looking at the expensiveness of their weaponry and seeing and their clothing.
Understood. That will be a
And
perception.
and for anybody who is not paying attention.
Oh, yeah, still a perception for you.
Yeah,
I
that's
rolled
gonna be
All right, with
terrible, but yeah.
17. What's your
And,
perception?
I rolled a 20, basically.
Okay. Oof. Jorah, you're getting a little distracted by your party as you look around for the best marks,
Oh yeah.
you determine that your party is it. Graph, with a 20, you look around, trying to size up the competition. You see a few, you see a group of what looks like brigands, essentially, who this is your run-of-the-mill bandits. Now, I will say that, of course, this is Sharn, so they're dressed kind of like New York gang members, almost, with
Complete with
the
snapping
hats,
fingers.
with the scars on the eyes, and they have like the stogies.
Not West Side Story, New York.
No, not colorful palette swap. No, it's more like a dark and grimy. Think a noir style gang.
Gotcha.
30.
You also see a few other groups with a 20. You see one individual who kind of stands out from his group. He's wearing a wide-brimmed cowboy hat. He's got two holsters that have wands in them, and he is sitting there smoking a absolutely beat to crap cigarette, and yet it still seems to manage to smoke.
All right. There doesn't seem to be a lot here. That lot over there looks like they might be a little tricky. They're kind of grungy, eh? And that fellow over there, I think he's a bit gone in his head.
I think I'd go talk to some people.
Alrighty. Who
See if
did
I-
you want to approach? One of the ones that was pointed out, or did you want to just try to approach someone?
Anybody that looks like a cohesive group, like they have the same uniform or the same like emblems or gear type thing.
So I'm gonna follow that guy now that he's also
Oh shit, no.
acting like he's a leader, I guess.
Right.
Well, with a 23 persuasion, you go up and I will say you can either approach the gang, or there was another group of elves that are all wielding or have on their backs a particular weapon. It's a double-bladed scimitar. It seems very it seems very eclectic, and they're all wearing kind of what?
So that does seem interesting. Yeah, I'd like to talk to
That
them.
was almost me.
All right.
I'm going to accompany him to go look because, as an elf who also uses a scimitar, I'm quite interested in the double-sided scimitar that other person has. That's cool.
Oh,
Really quick. When
Mhm.
Philip talks,
Yeah.
can you guys hear him?
yes.
Yes.
I mean, when he talks, can you hear him through my microphone? So can you hear him like
No.
twice? Cool.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
It's not making the beep noise, so I was getting worried.
Oh yeah, Discord goes into streamer mode.
Turns off
you
your
can just
little
disable
indicators.
Oh, I
It's at the
see.
top,
It's because
yeah.
I must have misclicked on OBS. That's what
it.
happened.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So you move up to this group of what seems to be warriors, and I'm gonna check on a name.
So as we approach, I lean over towards. I don't know how to say your angel name. Azazia.
I mean, whatever you say, he will correct you because it isn't in the proper celestial speak. So
Oh.
don't worry about that.
Okay. Well, I lean over to him. Uh, are you doing this quiet? You gonna talk to them?
Yes, I figured I would carry on a conversation with them and learn more about their group.
All right, I
and
cut him off.
how it-
So as we're walking up, I'm just like, "Oh, how you doing?"
One of them looks over at you and then just kind of looks back to their group. And they start muttering something in Elvish.
They're not very friendly.
I can understand Elvish, I think.
You
That's
can't
probably the
understand
way to
Elvish.
talk to them.
They basically they try to cold shoulder you, Michelle. But if you're making a persuasion check like that, Philip, then I think that Azazia is definitely able to ingratiate. So if you wanted to try to do an intro over top,
Yes, I'll sort of be pushing Graf back and just sort of like, no, you stay over there.
Fuck you, man.
And said, hi, we're members. This is my new group. We only recently formed. I was wondering if we could talk to you and maybe, get some information. How, why you are joining the Wayfarers and, what you know about this. And, maybe we can trade some information and be helpful later on.
they look to you, and one of the more sharp-eyed ones walks forward, and it is a younger male with long black hair, and he says, "Well, it's always nice to meet another blessed being. I'm my name is oh man, my brain keeps thinking of the house names that I've looked over, and I don't want to name someone the house names as their first name.
Hmm.
My name's Valen."
Well, Valence, good to meet you. I am Azaya.
Azaya? That's a nice name. So, what is your group doing? You said you just got here and you're just now forming up for the contest? That's pretty brazen, I'll be honest. I mean, we've been training for this for the whole last year. They don't do this contest very often, and we intend to win.
Oh, well, I'm good to hear. I did not know that it was originally a group contest. I thought it was an individual contest. So I sort of read the paperwork wrong. Sometimes those things happen. But there were 5 of us, serendipitously that didn't have a group. So we all formed up, and I think that there's a reason for that. I believe that something is trying to get us together, and that'll be helpful to us. It'll see us through.
He looks behind you and he's like, "Is that your group?" Aims at everybody except for Graf.
Yeah. I mean, don't look too deep, but yeah.
And then he does look down to Marty, and his smile kind of broadens and says, "Ah, I see, another elf.
Hello.
And a sword wielder, no less. You don't
Mhm.
wield a double scimitar, though."
No, in fact, I was quite interested in your weapon.
Well, and he spins it over his head and around his back and then sets it to the ground and says, "The double-bladed scimitar is the traditional weapon of the Ternadal, and we all strive to wield it to the best of our abilities. It's a bit complicated and difficult for a non-initiate into our group, and he does another fancy spin over his head and sets it back into its holster. He says, but once you're skilled enough."
Seems like it will get stuck on stuff.
It is quite
He
impressive.
coughs.
I can't wait to see it in action.
Oh, you will be seeing that. You know that there's a combat portion to this, right?
Yes, I'm quite aware, and I will try my best.
Well, I wish you both the best of luck. And if you have any issues or trouble, hey, feel free to ask me anything. I'd be more than willing to help you out.
That's very kind of you.
Thank you very much. That is very gracious of you. What is your name again? I'm sorry, I
Valen.
missed it the first time. Valen.
Yeah, I walk back to the group. I say, so there's some people have been training as a group for a long time. We might need to come up with a plan.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't worry too much. I think Valen's gonna be failing when it comes down to it.
Uh,
That's a
Cora's
silly
completely
weapon.
lost.
That's a silly weapon they've got there. All 5 of them fucking around with dumbass weapons.
I bet it all looks very nice when they're all in a row and spinning at the same time. Could you imagine? It'll be like a color guard.
Looks ain't shit if we can knock them on their asses.
Well, I mean, that is the point of the competition, so we should be able to find a way to knock them over, right?
I think so.
So, he pointed out you have a sword. Is that what you do?
Mhm. Well, not only do I use my sword, I can use magic with it as well.
All right.
So, and I can also make a magic sword. So I don't just have to rely on my scimitar.
Oh yeah, I have an idea. Listen. It'll fuck with him real good if we have to fight him. Just make a second blade on your sword you have already, and then you'll be look, I'm the same as you.
I will certainly think about it. I don't want to make any enemies per se.
That guy's a twat.
He seemed quite friendly to me.
Pretty
He
friendly.
liked you because you're a point here, and you liked you, sir, because you're. What did he say? Blessed? What did that mean?
Yes, my parents may have given me away. I'm a celestial being. I come from the plane of Celestia.
Bullshit.
What do you mean? I'm telling you. You can
Where is that?
clearly see.
I shove him in the shoulder a little bit. How do you prove that?
Wait, I have it.
I don't.
Cora starts to sniff you.
Oh dear.
Does he smell like an angel?
So
Is this- oh,
I'm
no.
using an ability to just locate things that are magical within 60 feet of me.
Mhm.
Does he
I
glow
mean,
up?
so here's the thing: Celestials themselves do not have
Right.
magical auras.
Exact. Core doesn't know that.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't give off any sort of magic smell. So
Dormant, maybe in combat. Core mutters to himself.
I love that. What does it do? Is it basically
It's detect magic, but you just
yes, detect magic, but as an ability.
yeah, you just sniff around and
In case-
go, that's magic. That's
In
not
case, as Tasha's has made, in case you ever want to be the barbarian saying, I know that spell.
magic. Yeah, exactly. So Core sniffs him and says, I don't know.
This doesn't seem realistic, but I did just see a bridge save a falling guy, so.
Right.
So my character has a tendency. He says a lot of prayers and will sometimes put in spells like minor illusion as a cantrip to
Mhm.
give himself more features. So when asked, like, well, can you prove it? He would have done a minor illusion to
Yeah.
sort of make semi wings sort of transparent, not like
In
trying
which
to
case,
show
He
them
does
hide.
light it up magic.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, yeah, if he's smelling and he looks dubious and then you do that. He's like, "No. Know that? How do you do that?"
I just pray, and it allows me to connect to my higher power, and that allows me to manifest, as it were.
Like a god?
No, I'm not a god. We are celestial. It's a different plane,
At this point, I need a perception check from. Well, actually, I need to know the passive perception of Marty, and I need a perception check at advantage from Jorah.
Okay, thank you. All right.
Not bad. Wow, at a -1 too. Rough.
Yeah, no, my perception sucks.
Marty, what is your perception bonus?
Wait, so do you want the perception one?
Mm-hmm.
13.
A 13
the
for
passive.
passive.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, Jorah, as they're all having this conversation, a child has untied one of Marty's pouches and has reached in and looks like they've pocketed something and has slowly started to just walk off.
Oh, which one is Marty again?
Marty
Marty
is
is-
Nitra's character,
Oh,
the very,
okay.
very expensive
one?
looking elf girl.
I would like to take a moment to step around the kid and just kind of like just go.
So, are you in front of the kid as he turns?
Yes.
You see his
And
eyes go
I'm
wide.
just gonna like hold. I'm just gonna like look down and just smile.
He's gonna see if he can sidestep to the side real quick.
And I put my hands out, like palms up, like hand it over.
Uh
And
he-
if the kid tries to run, I will attempt to just like grab by the back of the shirt.
I will ask you, are you attempting to scare this kid?
Not necessarily scare. I'm just smiling.
It's a
You
Just,
do have devil
it's a
person
happiness.
teeth, though.
Yes, I do.
Tiefling teeth.
And I'm
Smiling
like, I'm not
tiefling.
gonna hurt you, but just hand it over.
He like curses under his breath and he hands over the contents that he had of the pouch, and then like as soon as he tosses it at you, he then ducks under your arms as you reach to catch it and goes to run off.
Do I need to roll anything to see if I can snag him?
You can either easily catch the thing being thrown at you or let it fall to the ground and see if you can snag the kid.
I'll let it fall.
Okay. I would say sleight of hand versus dexterity.
Okay, so what do I roll, dex or sleight?
And what are you trying to do? Are you trying to trip him up? Or are you trying to just grab him? Because grabbing would be a grapple.
I just want to see if I can reach to kind of force him to kind of spin around just so I can carry a very quick conversation with him. Like I just want to redirect him so he faces me again for a moment.
Just swirl him in your arm?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will
kind of
say...
like perform a dance maneuver where like the kid reaches and I'm just gonna kind of like duck, like do a spin and then just step back and just be right in front of him again.
That would be dexterity performance.
Performance, not acrobatics.
I will give you dexterity acrobatics.
Okay.
With a 19, you pirouette places back with him as he just like...
And it's like, chunk, you hear the thing that falls right behind the kid, and I go, hey.
Hey.
I'm just getting, and then I'll kneel down.
As
kneel
you look,
down.
Real quick, I gotta describe the child to you.
Yeah.
As you look down, you see an urchin. He has ruddy brown hair. He has, of course, a little kid hood pulled over it so that he could hide it. But with the spin, you've knocked the thing off. It's kind of down to about his neckline there, and he seems to be a half elf.
Half elf. Okay. Okay. I just kneel down. Now I'm just like, no need to run. And I asked the kid real quick if he is part of, and I name a particular like little street gang, something that's local down in the cogs.
Yeah. Well, the street gangs wouldn't be in the cogs. That's
Okay.
deeper dark stuff. You're looking at lower district stuff.
Lower district stuff. Yeah. So I'll just name. I'll just ask like if he's like I'm gonna make up a name like one of Schaffer's kids.
I don't know who you're talking about.
That's fine. I reach into my pocket and I just pull out. I probably have like a scrap of like bread and cheese or something, and I hand something to the kid and I go, "This is not quite the right time and place. You need to wait till after they have done a little bit of fighting and are a little less aware." And then I let the kid on the way and I go, tricks of the trade. Learn fast.
He walks away with the food and then like turns to you and does one of these and then runs.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I pick up the bag and then I do one of this little like hand in my haversack, peek in it, and then I and then I tap Marty on the shoulder after I look at what's in there.
Thank you very much. I must have dropped it.
And you go,
Yeah.
you need to tie things on a little bit better.
Yeah, I probably should. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Look at you two getting along. So with that, with the RP that you all have done, I would like Core to note that you have a tie to Azasia. I would like Graph to note that you have a tie to Azasia as well. I would like Jorah to note a tie to Marty.
Okay.
And I'll keep another in my head for later. What those do is if something happens to one or the other of you, you can trade that in to get a reroll. This is what I do is like it's basically the thread system from a bunch of D6 Apocalypse World style games that have something similar. I like it because it encourages you guys to like each other more.
That sounds cool.
Yeah.
But I wanted to mess with that guy.
That's fine too. That's
So
a tie too.
Yeah, we was talking about talents. You have a sword and you have magic. You over there, you kind of seem like you might be a little tricky, maybe dancy. Talking to Jorah.
Yeah. Jorah smiles. It's kind of like, I know my way around town.
How's that gonna help us with this tournament?
Well, to use the slang of the and she just points up to the upper level of the Skyways. You seem like out of town bumpkins who have no idea what this place is like. Maybe I could help you all with that.
That's fair.
So take you to the right inns, point out, the places to stay away from, and she looks over at the elves and the brigands and find the right places to stay so that you're not sabotaged.
People would do such underhanded things in this competition.
You're funny.
But
she just laughs.
Azasia's like, but it's against the rules, they said.
Oh, you're so sweet.
All right, since you spoke up, what is it you can do, Mr. Feathers?
Mr. Feathers?
The wing boy.
Okay.
You put some wings on.
Okay.
I know. I still look around like. Okay.
I can't say your name. I'm gonna call you Zazie.
Okay. I mean,
all right.
You're not even close, but that's fine. It's neither here nor there. A few people can say my name. Well, I usually channel celestial energy, and it's very similar to magic. I can heal people, I can hurt people, depending on what needs to be done for the greater good.
I just kind of swing my head around to Core and you.
He realizes that you're talking about him because he's still sniffing the air. He stops and he says, "Well, I am chosen."
To do...
He's not understanding what you're talking about. But, well, let's just say that, and he suddenly sounds a little bit more intelligent than he has been, that I'm here to learn whatever I can. And if that means I have to hurt people, I will. It's got a very, very stupid smile on his face.
Alright, but how do you hurt people?
Oh, my sword. Oh, and some magic.
Alright.
Some magic is certainly a way to put it for that class.
And I am an alkaloid of the monk persuasion. I forget my god right now, guys.
That's okay. We could fix it in post. just make a mouth flap, and then we'll put in the. There you go.
I follow the god Hababa.
Nice.
Heard of that? Yeah.
Oh no, actually, where do I find this? Because it's a little bit relevant.
You could just search Eberron Pantheon, probably.
I think I put it. I have to put it on here, right? Oh,
You can.
Timora, which might
Ah.
be interesting to one of you.
I know who she is. Well, when you say monk, Core says, so you know techniques.
I?
Would you consider yourself a technician?
Well, he just says, maybe I can learn from you. This is good.
Could be.
And he has just convinced himself that this is good.
As you all are conferring with each other, you see someone coming off of the sign up and is just looking at a sheet of paper that seems like it's a rule sheet that maybe you guys missed. That she's like, this is preposterous. What if we have to go down into the sewers? I can't. And you see a Warforged just set his hand on her and say, there, we'll be able to succeed. I'm sure of it.
I will sidle up to that person and just kind of like look around just to see what's on the sheet, like if there's a title or things like that.
If you're trying to be stealthy, let me know. Otherwise, I will act accordingly.
She will do so quietly, but she's not trying to like.
You see
like sidle up and just peek at it and go, yeah.
Two things that you'll notice. One, there's a stack on the counters, so you could get another.
Yeah.
But as you look at this girl's, you see her notice you and go, hey, get your own. Look, I'm here to win, not to help. Get out of here.
I kind of quirk my eyebrow and it's like, how would looking at the standard rules give me any advantage over you?
This is my rule sheet. You can get your own.
Fine, I will. And she just goes off and gets a rules sheet.
She like guardedly looks back and then looks back down at her sheet and up at you and then keeps reading. Quietly mutters off. This girl is, like many people, wearing a shrouded hood. She has red locks falling out of it, and as you were close enough, you saw that she had some piercing green eyes.
Okay.
She and her Warforged companion walk over to three other indistinct people that I'm not going to make right now, and they have their group of 5. So if you guys still have some interacting you want to do, you can feel free. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and fast forward us to the 2-hour mark.
I just have a question. Can I, being how deceptive my character is just in normal life, I don't think that she's going to fall for the wings, but am I just naturally suspicious, or is there a way for me to kind of know?
This comes
I can
into
do illusions too. So
this comes into a few things. First off, do you have the spell that Philip's character actually used, that Azazia used?
Yeah.
Okay, then you would probably recognize the spell.
Okay.
That said, you're allowed to be as suspicious or unsuspicious of a person outside of an insight check as you choose. Insight does not mean that you know what's right, or insight just means that you can confirm what's right and wrong. You can still distrust someone even if they seem completely trustworthy.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So since I have the same spell, I'm just kind of like a little notch in my head of okay, he's got magic. He's into the little deceptive illusions as well. Okay. Now I don't say anything.
Okay.
So, anybody know any magic for healing? Because we seem to be missing that.
Yes, I do.
Is it because you're an angel?
It is indeed.
How appropriate.
What is Philip? What's your class again?
Warlock, Celestial Warlock.
A Celestial Warlock. Okay.
Also known as for all you know, I'm a cleric.
Yeah, so I have Cure Wounds as a spell, I know.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, that covers that then. Unless anybody else can think of anything we're missing.
Do we
What was
need
on
a
that piece
name?
of paper?
Do you need a name?
The rule paper.
I went and grabbed one,
Right.
so I will bring it back to the group.
Yeah, Cora's just
yeah.
interested in the piece of paper.
Yeah, same. Is there anything that we need to know that's like, you must have this, you can't do that, so we don't like accidentally.
I just start reading out from the top, like
Mhm.
verbatim. So just so
All
that they
right.
hear
Well,
the
I'll
entire
go ahead
rules.
and give you the super handout that I have right now. This says wayfinding competition. And what it says is it explains that the competition follows as such. You are all given a Wayfinder crystal. This crystal will attune to certain places in the city, but has to be done in a certain order. You will be given a list of clues or riddles to solve. And when you do, you should find a location that is accurate for the attunement. You go there, you complete a task, you go to the next one. Once you make it to the end, it will be a race to the finish.
All right.
Sounds good.
I guess it is good that you live here, since none of the rest of us know what the fuck's going on, as far as the city.
What language is that?
What?
It's
On the paper.
common.
Huh. Cor seems puzzled.
And I just look at Cora and I go, "Can you read common?"
I can read. That just doesn't look familiar.
What?
It doesn't matter. It's fine.
Okay.
You told it's so there's a crystal. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Are they supposed to have already given us the crystal? I don't have a crystal. Does anyone else have a crystal?
We haven't gone to the meeting place yet.
Okay, they'll give us a crystal. Okay.
I hope so. Be
As
fucking
we're
hard
puzzled for 2
without
hours.
it.
Mm-hmm.
At that point, you
yeah.
do hear a fanfare.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And for this little central place, everyone starts to cluster in toward the stage, giving all of us who are currently used to COVID times a very, very real hypochondriac reaction.
Yep.
Even though it's make-believe.
It still feels real.
So as this happens, you see a young woman with straight white hair who seems to be of the human persuasion go up onto the stage. She's wearing a nice outfit, but you notice that it's basically tan adventuring gear, but pretty high quality stuff. When I say adventuring gear, what I mean is that she's got one of the bucket hats, and she looks like she's about to go on safari, down to the crop at her side. And she is looking out amongst the crowd and says, "Greetings, all potential wayfinders. My name is Kiva Eardane. I am the adopted daughter of Lord Eardane, leader of the Wayfinders. I appreciate you all coming to try to prove that you have what it takes to be a member of this association. Normally, getting into the Wayfinders is a later in your career situation. However, as we have decided, we would like some new blood, and we have proposed this challenge in order to find it. Each of you will be presented with a Wayfinder crystal. One of you on your team will be the keeper of the crystal and will need to be holding on to it. It will require you to attune to it. This will take time. If you lose your attunement to it, you lose the competition. The way to lose attunement to it is to be separated by it from too much of a distance, or to have the person who it is currently attuned to die. Once you have gone through all of the attunements, you will find a final challenge, which will bring you back to us here. And once that is done, the first person to do it will be pronounced new Wayfinders with their group.
I thought,
Go ahead.
Sounds good.
so I kind of quietly to the I thought there was fighting in this. That sounds just like a searching thing.
A scavenger hunt, if you will.
Maybe that comes later after we return with the attunement crystal.
But she said once it was over, we'd be made wayfinders.
Well, yeah, but we probably still have to prove ourselves. Like, we can get past the first challenge, and then there's probably fighting afterwards, don't you think?
Maybe if anyone else makes it.
Jorah interjects and goes, "Maybe some of the challenges involve combat."
That's better. That's better.
Oh goodness.
But
You're chomping at the bit.
and then she just kind of taps her head. But in order to get to combat, we have to be able to figure it out. So,
I love the accent drift that's happening right now.
Yeah.
So then I turn my attention back to if she's saying anything else.
She explains to you how you're going to get your crystals, and basically there's a divvying out. Which one of you will be attuning to the Wayfinder crystal?
I'm gonna make sure it
Should
doesn't
we
get
lock
stolen. Is what I'm gonna make sure.
That's probably a good
Yeah,
idea.
Yeah.
sounds good to me.
Yeah, I
Ah.
feel like I've been a little butterfingers today, so I do not wish to volunteer for that.
I can do it.
I don't even let them make a choice. Like I will just go get in line.
Well, it is a line to line up. So if
Yeah.
anybody else is interested in having the crystal, you can argue your case in time.
Yep.
I'm good with that. She knows the city. None of us do.
All right.
Same.
Yes, it's always good to have a local.
Yeah. I look at Charles's character and I just kind of, he's a barbarian.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I go, how good are you against thieves? This city is full of them.
Never had anything stolen before.
That you know of.
Charles,
know.
what exactly do you have on your person right now?
What exactly?
Yeah.
Just some clothes. He doesn't wear any armor. You know, the adventuring gear. So, like, backpack, bedroll, that sort of
Okay. So you do have things to claim as your own. It's not like you're just like, I've never had anything stolen before. You've got a great sword and a loincloth, and you're like,
Yeah,
nobody ever
basically.
steals anything from me.
So when he
Okay.
says nobody ever steals anything from me, I say me neither, and I give just like this big grin, and you can see my tusks and shit.
Nice.
Nice.
So what I would like to do is just I reach over and I kind of pat the orc on the shoulder and just let my hand kind of like just pass down
Oi!
just while I'm kind of and
Holy. Content. Flag.
no
This ain't that kind of competition.
I mean, not that kind of orc. Oh, wow.
No, but you know the typical kind of the pickpocket kind of like bump and distract. So like while
Mhm.
she's obviously touching, like she's
Did you
Going
say you're
to-
going for the orc or the human? Because
well, no, I'm using the orc as a distraction.
okay.
So as I'm just just kind of like a real quick like touch the shoulder and just kind of pat down and just say, well, your pockets look really good. And while I'm doing that and just trying to get the eye line, I just want to see if I can, I don't know, if there's something loose or something stupid that I can just get off of the barbarian, like
Uh,
just not a weapon,
Charles?
but
yeah.
Charles,
like a
what's your
water skin.
passive insight
Passive insight.
or passive perception? Sorry,
Oh, passive perception, 13.
Tiki, you'll need to make me a sleight of hand.
Okay.
If you're using your special hand,
my special hand.
hands.
you can
What's-
do it at advantage. But even at advantage, no, he catches you. So
Okay.
you go to try to grab something. For the record, Tiki, if you,
Yeah.
as an arcane trickster, if you
Yeah.
use your mage hand legerdemain, you roll at advantage
Oh!
because it's invisible.
James, I don't have that on my sheet.
Oh,
Ah,
well, you want
perfect.
that.
Yeah,
that
I need to. Shit.
Go ahead and update that. In the meantime, you actually see, Charles, you,
Mhm.
of course, see something being taken out of your backpack. What do you do?
Well,
He learns.
yeah. The first thing he does is he lets it happen.
Okay.
And the second thing he does is he says, "That's a good trick. How did you do it?" He's really perceptive, but he has no idea what's going on.
Yeah. Hold on.
Ooh.
Like you get it, and then he's like, "That was cool."
Yeah.
Well, I let it prop into my hand and I pass it back. And can she try one more time, but this time on the orc, since everybody's fascinated?
You are able to try to pickpocket. Try not to overuse it, but yeah.
No. I'm just trying to like
Yeah.
pick something ridiculous, not like something valuable, but just she's just being as deceptive as just kind of like
As
weirdly
the-
handsy as possible.
Okay.
Stop
This is the test.
Stop touching
Can
That-
me!
one of us hold it?
Yeah.
All right. I think that 23 beats anybody's passive perception in this group
Oh, yeah.
currently.
Wow, 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 wow. I have a 13.
Yeah. I got lucky.
Yeah. So you definitely succeed on that one. Do you have like some sort of trinket or knickknack on your person there, Graph?
Honestly, probably just like a couple
Teeth
of,
and bones and shit.
yeah, like maybe some darts,
Yeah.
sling, coin pouches buried under a couple flaps of leathery junk.
Yeah. Jorah's not picky. She's just going for something that's easy, like it's
Yeah.
distraction, gets caught, distraction. And then so, while she's handing that back and she goes, oh dear, here's yours.
You ruined my streak.
I've
She's
never been
well.
stolen from before.
Wait, is everyone else in the city like you?
No. No. Only those of us from a certain part of the city.
At this point, Tick, if you have the crystal, you will feel that it is attuned to you.
Okay.
And as you feel the attunement, you hear Lady Eardane say, "This competition will commence. Keepers, you should get your first message."
Okay.
And now I had a riddle for this. Not a riddle, but a little saying.
The answer is man.
42.
No, it's obviously the sun and the moon.
Right.
I've actually had a person pull
Friendship,
that fucking...
love.
Yeah. Just start yelling at the crystal.
Is it a jackal? Jackal. Jackal!
Jackal, jackal.
Well,
Uh,
we're convinced now.
So, damn it, where was this fucking... In a place where soup is hot, find something that will hit the spot.
Say again.
That's what you hear.
Can you put that into the chat? Just so we have it written.
Ice. Where do we keep ice? Where's the ice at the city?
I didn't even hear what she said.
It only messaged to the person
Yeah,
holding the
so
crystal.
far.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Where did you type it, James?
In the chat. Oh, you wanted
Which
in...
chat? Which chat? I just need to know
Not
which
Discord. Roll 20.
one.
There it is. Yeah.
That way Michelle can see if she wants.
Okay.
Jibes.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Um.
Because
Like,
if
as
Michelle
I'm
clicks
handing
off
off
of the camera, everything goes screwy.
Mhm.
Yeah. Jorah hands the little like piece of tooth on a string or something back to the orc, and as she does that, she kind of quirks her head and just goes, "Huh," and then just recites it out loud.
In a place where soup is hot, find something that will hit the spot.
What does that mean?
So, I don't know. Doesn't that sound like a kitchen or, ooh, maybe a nice bistro?
Yeah. Where's the food district, I guess? Where they serve food?
That is a good question, local.
Yeah. I mean,
Would you like
That
to make
is
some
a
sort
good
of
question,
check?
Dia.
yes, I would. Yes.
You guys can try to find some way to find the named place. You notice that people start to mill around and discuss with each other and move off. Some people start moving off in immediate directions, but the directions aren't all the same.
Right.
Can we like
Yeah.
listen to see if we can hear anything that they're saying?
Sure. Make me perception checks if you're trying to listen in on other groups.
No.
That's a 5.
No. I'll do it just
Nope.
because she's not averse to cheating. Nope. We are in the middle level.
Yes.
Okay. Well, Jorah's gonna she's gonna think of, soup is generally not necessarily food for the rich. So her first thought is maybe like a soup kitchen or not so much a big pub that's known for beer or brewery or anything like that. So
Ooh, Marty, as the Pteranodons are walking by you, you hear them mutter something about, I think it might be a sewer. Maybe it's something to do with, because it said dank and dark. So let's go to the lower quarter, see if we can find something there.
Okay.
With that perception, you know that it sounds like their hint was not the same as yours.
Yeah. So she keeps that feather in her cap. She doesn't volunteer that information.
And what a feather it is.
You bitch.
All right.
You rich bitch.
Well, she doesn't think it's relevant information, so she's not going to bring it up.
There are definitely some nice places in the area. The question is whether or not you guys know of it or are able to discover it.
So maybe try like taverns, and based on their names, might be something.
That's possible. Did you want to
tavern.
try to ask around to see if you could find a local's opinion, or you could have your local have an opinion?
Yeah, I guess ask her first, and if not, then try the local people walking around.
This is a GM's discretion. Like, I'm sure that I'm familiar with several places in the middle quarter that, she's thinking of that are not necessarily like ritzy, expensive places, and how to get to them in the area. We would just go to the one that I can think of closest. So,
do you know of any taverns that have names that have to do with pots or pans? Maybe stoves?
Does
or archery or dark
James
woods.
does she? I don't know. Yeah.
A soup place that has to do with what was the question?
Pots, pans, kitchens, stoves, ovens.
Tiki, make me. Let's say it's going to be for you an intelligence history check for the place.
So, okay.
And make 2 rolls because you're a local. So roll at advantage. Well, or you just blow it out of the water with a natural 20. Either way is fine.
Yeah.
You remember that there is a place called the Lava Pool, named after the very bottom rung of the the sediment, and it is a very well-renowned soup place that has a very spicy dish.
Okay. I think of that, and I kind of So I'll mention, like, there is a place called the Lava Pool. Sounds like soup might be very hot. They're known for very spicy food. And then she kind of smiles. She goes, "I like spicy."
Hey.
I could tell earlier when you were touching me all over.
Invisible hands.
That must be the place.
All right.
Oh, it's making me real life hungry.
Should we give that a go then?
Let's go take a look.
All right, I'll lead off in the direction, and I'll just kind of like I'll lean back and I go.
I'll follow.
Yeah.
Okay. With that, you make your way across byways and bridges to make your way through the towns. You make it to, I have a map that I'm going to look at because there are different districts spread out depending on the height. But you make it to the central plateau in the middle quarter. And in there is a hole in the wall place that seems like it's usually pretty packed up. You see a line going out the door. It's a soup kitchen essentially, and it does have sitting room, but it's currently full. That is the Lava Pool. It is run by Tiki. You would know this,
Yeah.
It is run by one Bali Irgalanda,
Okay.
who
hold on.
is a person who bears the mark of hospitality. A family of dragon marked groups or a group of the dragon marked who tend to run social places, inns, taverns. They tend to own their own places, and they tend to be the best in the business of what they do when it comes to hospitality.
Okay. Okay.
So you can wait in line. You can try to get around it, figure out a way to get.
I take them around to the back and I look for the back servant, like the employee kind of entrance, the back entrance, and I go, I love this place, and I just kind of go knock knock on the back door.
Okay. Now, are you saying that you know a guy here?
Yes.
Okay. Charles, please explain the I know a guy system.
Sure. So this came from. When did we even start that?
I don't remember, but
Right.
it's pretty well.
So yeah, at any point in a game, you can go, I know a guy there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's super powerful, but you're inviting chaos. That's the fun part of it.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I forget, what's our role to determine how they're feeling about that person that day?
I thought it was a percentile. We don't really have to be that
It
old
is.
school, but
I think it is percentile. Want to do I think a high. Let's go high low. So you call it and then roll it, Tiki, and then we'll see how that person's doing with you today.
Okay. All right. I'll call high.
Okay.
And so I just roll a D100.
Yes.
Come on, big money.
No.
Very low. So you knock on the door.
Mm-hmm.
And you see, I'm going to give you, it's the guy that you know is the sous chef here. His name is
Roberto.
Sure, his name is Roberto. He is an orc, a full orc, not a half orc. And you see him open the door, and he looks at you, and he goes, "How's it going, Jorah?"
And I go, not too poorly.
Steps out a little bit menacingly and starts moving into your space. Good. Thought I didn't
Do I
notice
owe you
last
money?
time.
I do not like that look.
She's like, she's trying to think like, do I owe him money?
I don't know. Did you already pawn what you stole from me last time? And his face kind of contorts into a snarl.
And I go,
Thought we were friends, Jorah. Thought I could trust you.
This doesn't look
Wait,
good.
are you not friends?
His giant arm juts out and he grabs you around the neck and slowly starts picking you up.
I don't struggle.
How are you gonna make it up to me, Jorah? This is a big problem.
I
People stealing.
I go, I can verify that the ones behind me are not thieves like myself, and they're here to spend some money.
He tightens his grip around your neck so that you have trouble speaking now. And he says, "Are you all speaking for her?"
Yeah. Yes. Sure. You should just put her down.
Air's getting a little rough.
Can you please release her? We just want some information. We're sorry if there's been any issues in the past, but surely there's a better way that we can resolve this without any throat crushing.
He's still holding Jorah up and he says, "What can I help you with? Feel free to take your time asking. I've got all the time in the world." And he's just glaring angrily at you, Jorah. Jorah, make a con save.
Okay, that's
my
fair.
God.
Meanwhile, who wants to ask a question? Jorah, you've got like maybe a solid 20 seconds left of air.
Okay.
Oh boy.
You see your foot start to twitch.
Have you seen?
Need her to be awake, alive. Hold on to her, but could you not strangle her to death just for now? If you need to later.
kill her, don't worry.
All
I
right.
point to the crystal that she has. Like, we need this thing attached to her being alive. So please don't kill her.
You see his smile go wide, big wide, and he says, "Oh, you're contestants. I
Yes,
see."
we
And
are.
drop.
Thank you for letting her go.
Venus just takes a big ass.
Don't thank me yet. You just ordered the special.
What
Uh,
does that mean?
You
I look straight over at my my elf friend and I go,
Yeah.
"Do you got any money?"
Yes.
Okay.
he
Starts
goes
fixing her
back
clothes.
inside, and you hear banging and scraping and moving, and
What
then
is the special?
I go, "It's the meal on the house."
Tiki, you would
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
or sorry,
Yeah, okay.
Jorah, you would know that there is a special. He said it funny though.
Yeah.
Usually the special is basically tie 5.
Oh, damn.
High five.
Oh,
Okay.
no.
Yeah. Okay.
And so he walks back out with a little table and a little bistro chair, and he throws one of the little tablecloths
Tablecloths.
over it, plates everything, and then he moves back in, and you see him have an entire what would be the dish equivalent for something that you would have made soup in tonight if you were making soup, Tiki?
Oh, I was gonna make like a sausage and veggie soup. So
But
like,
size of the dish, what would you call that dish?
just like you can either say like a large pot or a terrine.
A terrine. He
Hmm.
comes
Yeah.
out with a terrine of soup and sets it on the table and sets a dainty little spoon on it. He says, "Here's your challenge, contestants. The special.
Oh, dear.
Enjoy." Once you're
How's
finished,
the smell?
what is it? Oh, it smells
How's the
delightful. It
smell?
seems like it's a very well spiced, very appropriately apportioned, good stew.
Okay.
Um,
I would
however,
like to
it is
investigate it for the sheen of hot spicy oil.
there is a solid inch of the oil on the top of this terrine.
Oh. Oh,
Okay.
no.
I
Do
go.
we all have to eat it, or just one of us?
Doesn't matter who eats it, you just have to finish.
Oh, dear.
Can we
Well,
water it down?
I
anyone-
wouldn't recommend putting
Es-
water anywhere near it.
Anyone especially like spicy food?
I mean, I like spicy food, but that might be over my threshold. But,
I look at the orc and I ask, he's like, "Are we allowed to order bread?"
He walks into the room or walks back in and shuts the door behind him.
I go,
I'll take that as a no.
okay. Oh.
I mean,
All
if
right.
it's not-
He comes back out with bread that looks like it has slices of a specific kind of pepper in it, and sets it down and says, "Here's your bread."
Oh.
Okay.
Who
I'm
will
going
be
to-
up to the task?
I mean,
Are we allowed
Philip,
to tell each
I'm a
other?
glutton for punishment. I'll at least take the first bowl.
Let's see if someone else wants to go
Okay.
first. Tick.
Okay.
I was gonna
No
say, whoever we think will take the first bit of it, I will touch, put my hand on their shoulder and begin to say some words in Celestial, and I will cast resistance on them.
Goodness.
Take 1 billion fire damage now.
My character starts tying her hair up, like
Oh,
up in
man.
a bun. She's just like, okay, I can do this.
I'm assuming that there was like 5 bowls placed in front of us too, right?
No, it's just the terrine and a spoon.
Yes,
okay.
Little
tiny
dinky spoon.
If you would like, you can have bowls. I'll give you that because that's an interesting set piece, so that you can pour it out. If you fill 5 bowls, that's halfway.
Okay.
Oh,
So we got to get through 2
that
bowls
is
first each. Yeah.
So we're
Okay.
gonna be-
Okay. So 10 bowls worth.
We're gonna be shitting
Alright.
ourselves while we're doing the rest of the competition.
That's fine.
oh my gosh.
Alright.
Fire ass.
Is everybody trying?
Yeah, certainly.
Yeah.
I guess so.
Yeah.
I would like everybody to make me a Constitution saving throw.
Is that the normal way to do that?
Yep.
Yep. For
Yes.
imbibing alcohol or
21.
11. All right. Still waiting on 2. Oh,
I guess if
Alrighty.
we're all just gonna drink it, then I'm gonna do the resistance to myself, I guess.
Yeah.
okay. Do you have guidance?
Um.
Guidance might be skill checks, not saves, right?
Yes, I do have guidance.
Guidance is skill checks and resistance is
Yeah,
saves,
it's
I
just
think.
ability check. Yeah, so the DC to start is 10, which means that Jorah and Marty
Good.
both fail. But Graf, this is honestly some of the best soup you've ever had in your life. Like, you're amazed.
I should have just had it all. Look.
Currently, I'm going to say that Jorah and Marty, you are looking a little rough around the gills. The heat is starting to build. Normally you would be fine with this, Jorah, but you managed to catch a pepper in one of your spoons without noticing and gulp it down.
Yeah.
Sneaky.
Yeah.
And with that, there are still 5 servings left. But Graf, since you rolled above a 20, I'm going to give you a double portion that you were able to down there. So you're down to 4 servings that need to be done. Currently, Jorah and Marty, you are poisoned for the next
Yeah.
hour.
Whoa.
Okay.
Well,
As your stomach is roiling.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, little
It hurts.
extra ingredients I'm not used to in that soup.
I made it special just for you.
Yeah, look
Okay.
at him. It's like,
All right, who's going next? Is everybody going to try again, or is one of
Certainly
you going to? Because there's only 4 left.
Core will
I-
certainly try again.
I will
mean, I
not
have
try
to.
again yet.
Right?
Yeah.
So if the three
Okay.
of us go, that leaves the one left, so we can see.
Yeah, we'll see who's still
Divvy it up. Divvy up the last lesson.
Right.
going for it. Okay.
And just so you know, this save is going to be a higher DC.
Yeah, it's gonna get higher and higher.
Oh no.
12. Mine's 12.
And I will add the. So is it? So would it be guidance or resistance for this? I'm not.
I think it's resistance. So
Okay, so whichever one it would have been. That's.
I
the
think
one.
resistance is saves, right?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
guidance is, yep.
Okay, so for the resistance, I get an extra D4.
Yeah. Come be at 12 with us.
Ooh, 10.
Or 10.
The DC for this one was 13.
Oh,
Graf,
boy.
what do you get with your con bonus?
2.
Okay, so you got a 12.
Yeah.
So all of you failed.
Yep.
You're all bellyache, burning, hot. I mean, the first portion, you got 2 portions down, Graf, and you were good, but the heat finally caught up with you, and everything, it just feels like it's on fire all the way down your face. Your stomach is starting to bubble. You know you're going to have a bad time in about 6 to 8 hours.
Anybody got any milk?
I
He,
go,
like,
don't
brings out
encourage him.
peppermilk.
Yeah.
It's probably also spicy. I don't want spicy milk. That sounds awful.
He says, you could try the bread.
Mm.
I will.
What are you casting Mage Hand for?
No, sorry. I was just like clicking to look at the info and
Yeah.
I hit it by accident.
No worries.
Yeah.
There is 1 portion left. All of you are currently poisoned. The person
split
who
it?
you can't split the last bit.
Why?
Mechanics? Oh,
Yeah, we
well,
just need one
okay.
more.
I will let you guys
divide it
split
by
it.
3, or divide the.
James, can you
roll by
can you
5?
let everybody know, since we're all poisoned for the next hour, what that means?
Yes, I can. One moment. the poisoned condition. You have disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks for the next hour.
F.
I mean, we could push through.
You could push through. You could rest for an hour.
Mhm.
You
But there's
imagine that
people
this was
catching up.
supposed to be. I will tell you right now that if you split this, it will only make it not at disadvantage
Mhm.
for the people who roll, but everybody who rolls at this point runs the risk of being poisoned for longer
Which is
That's fine.
or
everybody.
potentially
Cora will
suffering
take the
another
last one.
condition.
Okay, so mechanic wise, like I have no bonus to constitution, like I'm a flat 0.
Oh, okay.
So who is at
Core.
advantage for like, or has at least a bonus in con saves?
I've got 4. Core can do it. He'll be fine.
Okay, then I will again say a prayer and give you resistance.
Okay.
Say a little prayer for you.
Let's go.
All right, Core, the DC is you beat it. You beat it. And Core, as you just huck up and pour the last little bit from the tureen into your mouth, you see at the bottom of the tureen a little gem that is enameled into the bottom of it.
Could we just dump this out? Do we actually have to eat it? Yeah, that's what I thought. You're an asshole.
What can I say? It's a competition. Congratulations. Good
This
luck.
was a challenge from the ancestors, and I have won.
Nice.
It was.
Can you break the terrain?
It was a good.
Is it possible?
You notice, Jorah, that your amulet, now that the gem inside is uncovered, your amulet is starting to kind of shimmer, or the crystal that you have is starting to shimmer in your hand, as though it wants contact.
Well, I will take it out and I will just like reach into the terrain and just kind of like tap it.
Okay.
As you do, a light emits, and you see a vision in your head. Instead of a riddle, what you see is a caseway in water. I'm going to send you a picture in general because I don't want to just keep switching pages. I apologize in advance for Michelle.
What is a caseway?
I don't know either.
You see that image.
Oh, kind of like a sewers or a type idea.
That's right.
Yep. All right. I go, oh, okay. That's a little trippy. And she describes it, and I think this is definitely down in the cogs or the underground.
It's definitely down in the underground.
Yeah.
It's underground.
So as I'm looking at it, no, I don't know that I necessarily have a lot. Well, I might have some experience down there, but I'm trying to think of where the nearest pathway is to get down into the undergrounds, and if there is anything in that image that would help me identify what part.
There is a bit of identification for you. Give me just a moment here.
Meanwhile, the 4 of us are just like, what's going on? What are you doing?
Did you see something? You hear something? Where's the next riddle?
Yeah.
Is it man?
It's totally man.
Core
Can I
is
make
just
a-
currently saying prayers to his ancestors. He does not care.
Can we make
He
some
won.
like vomit saves to get the poison out?
If you would like to.
Not in front of the
Could I use
orcs.
medicine?
You could use medicine if you would like to try to determine a way to get this taken care of quicker.
Oi, feathers! You got anything for a grumbly tumbly?
Yeah.
Do you have an herbalist kit or anything of the like?
No, unfortunately, I don't.
I do.
You do?
I can let you use it, yeah.
You know what's always great is charcoal.
Okay. Charcoal, or if you got any like ore in there, some bismuth, you can smash up some bismuth and help make your stomach more easy.
I don't think that I believe you.
Look, his medicine check was right. I don't know what to tell you.
Okay.
Yeah, bismuth.
I'll
Pepto
agree.
Bismol.
I don't. Is that what bismol and bismuth is?
Yeah, it's the exact same thing.
Wow, I didn't realize it was just a dumb element. That's great.
Yeah.
If anybody wants to help me with their medicine check, that'd be great because I have no clue.
I would say that with the two of you making that medicine check so well, you'd be able to find something that this is a magically
Mhm.
Delicious.
Magically spiced.
Magically spiced
I'm
soup.
leaving the stream forever. No, I know what I must do.
Start picking like moss and stuff off the walls. But no, this will definitely help. I know what I'm doing.
Jesus.
Seems good to me.
You are able to form something that will either A, make the person just get it out of their system, or B, will definitely be fine and you'll be better off in 10 minutes as opposed to an hour.
Right.
I will be a guinea pig if you want.
Yeah, get some like a little bit of mushroom and some moss, kind of folded up like a taco. Just here, eat this.
Like a taco.
Looks great. All right. Nom nom. What do I roll?
You don't have to. I don't think, do you?
No?
Maybe.
No, you don't have to roll because the medicine roll was already done. So
Okay.
you go ahead and do that, and your stomach starts to settle. Pretty quickly, you start to feel the effect going down.
Well, fuck me sideways. That worked.
Oh, that's good. I also would like.
Your mushroom taco.
Yes.
Yeah, so I just find more fungus growing on the side of the building. Oddly enough, grows on the side of the restaurant that serves the hottest soup. And so makes more.
Sure enough.
Yeah.
The fungus among us cures what ails.
Yes.
I'm so glad I had that herbalism kit.
Yeah.
Hey, good call, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously.
Not that he knows
and
how to
with
use
that,
it very much.
you all managed to neutralize the poison that has definitely been fed to you, and you have passed your first part of the test. How's everybody feeling so far?
Good.
Pretty good. I like it.
Yeah.
A little rattled. So my character is gonna go over and check with Jorah. So it looks like you and your friend are not having a good time, huh?
Okay, yeah, he doesn't like it when things go missing in his kitchen.
Can you blame him?
I bet.
Honestly, it's not like he needed it.
Easy twat.
I didn't like the soup.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, no, that soup was horrible.
It was excellent. That shit was great.
It was quite hot. I just wish the distress didn't come with it. So what is our next objective?
Yeah, what?
Did you hear
she
another riddle?
no, she describes the visual visual clue, and shoot, this thing is not letting me. James, I can't do any editing on this thing to add the
What
mage
thing?
hand.
Oh, well, we can get to that later. It's fine.
Okay.
Mage hand legitimate. I don't know that it has much to do with what's going on right now anyway.
Yeah.
We'll
No,
all believe
I'm just
you.
trying to do something, but it won't work, and it doesn't
Mhm.
go in. Yeah. What was the thing that you said? You were doing something like
Come here.
5 minutes ago about the vision.
Trying to find
I asked
what
if
would
there
tip
was
you off.
anything that I recognized.
Yeah.
Oh, the picture looks like the sewers.
It's
Yeah.
a familiar
Yeah.
sewer.
So you could definitely try to glean something, but it would be either in order to track down where it would be in the sewers. You can describe it to everyone, and you have minor illusion, right?
Yes.
So something that you could do as someone with minor illusion is you could create a
just
still
pass
image
the
of what
image.
you see.
Okay. All right. Then I will do just that. I will just kind of I will look over for a puddle in the back alley that we're in, and I will just kind of go, everybody gather round. And then I'll just kind of like wave my hand and allow the image to kind of come up into the puddle.
Okay.
It's kind of fucked up. They gave us stuff that would make us shit, and now they're going to make us go where the shit is.
Very.
I go, it's
I
not
like it.
necessarily the sewers. That is the Undercity.
Isn't it shitty though?
Some parts, yes. You're not wrong.
All right.
But
know-
not all of it is a sewer.
Do you know that place?
I know parts of it.
And now here's the question. You have a visual of where you need to go.
Mhm.
Mhm.
With that in mind, what sort of tracking abilities does your party have?
You tell me.
I can.
Well, does anybody in the group have survival?
-1.
I have a +1.
+3.
Oh, because of your being a monk and being all wise and stuff.
That's why I survived the soup.
Nope.
Yeah.
I have nothing that'll help.
The what I
History?
do have is investigation, but it's a matter of like
Getting there.
is the Jorah kind of thinks she's thinking where's the nearest library so we can look at some maps of the Underdark and the location of the, look for any maps in the library.
How big is this place? Would it take less time to look in a library or less time to just go and look?
If you had a way of narrowing it down, it would take less time to just go and look. If you don't have a way to narrow it down,
Of which I don't.
History? Would there
History
be
would
a way
work.
to use history to try and determine, I guess, why, what makes that place look interesting?
Can we like look at it, see if we see any symbols, signs, any kind of vegetation that might be strange?
ooh, make a perception check if you're all looking at the image that's matched 1-for-1.
Okay.
A history of 19 will help. Give me a moment.
Sure.
What's that total?
10. It's
Mm.
not good.
It's kind of blurry. Once again, coming through with perception, Marty, you notice that there is actually a scratch on the wall in one of the corridors. There is a street name.
Okay.
As most undercrofts would be labeled, could traverse them while knowing where they are.
Can I see the street name, or do I just see that there is a street name written?
You do see the street name, but it's a street name that definitely totally exists in Sharn. So you say it, and then
Okay.
everybody knows what that is.
Oh, yeah,
All
that
right.
street.
She says
Yeah,
the street
exactly.
name.
That street.
Yeah,
Street.
that street.
It's Shite Street.
Everybody who isn't from the city knows that street.
It's
They do. It's famous street.
it's Schitt's Creek Street. Yeah, it's spelled SCA. No.
Famous. Famous across the lands.
I definitely don't.
Do you know where that street is?
You can navigate them to it. Yeah.
Do we
Yeah, I
ever,
can.
Do we ever introduce ourselves?
Well, we all heard each other when we were talking to the Warforged.
Good enough.
I would like to think that you all gave each other your names. And
Oh yeah, sir.
because you were asking like, who are you? What are you good at? You
Mm.
guys were trying to organize. So I take that for granted.
Good.
This leads you over across from the Central Plateau and to the Dura district, where you would go underneath of it to find the sewers there. As you do, you're walking across and you are met by, as you make your way down into the lower district, you're met by the sights of the lower district, which for many of you is news. This place is dusty and dank and far worse off than you would have expected from seeing the place above it.
I
The
don't
peop-
think you were right. I think this place is shit. Sorry, continue.
You're fine. I get to make notes whenever you guys talk, so about your talking and what I'll do now. It helps me fill in time, so it's fine. As you are making your way down through it, you see a bunch of tired, hungry-looking, gaunt folks interlaced throughout the place, but not staying on the street for too long in one spot. They tend to try to move around. In complete opposition to that, you do notice 3 shifter children running and chasing each other with wooden swords as they clack at each other and do like fake little swings and parries with each other, jump onto boxes and declare themselves the winner and then run off. Shifters, by the way, are a race of metahumans who are basically pseudo-lycanthropic. So you notice that one of them has wolf ears and another of them has a tail.
Adorable.
Oh, look, they're in the competition too.
Exactly. And as you're running around, Jorah, eventually you make your way to a sewer grate.
Okay. Yeah.
And I
On
clap her
Schitt's
on
Creek
the back, and I'm like,
Avenue.
"You are
Yep.
so useful. You were totally right."
Thank you, one of you, for choosing to be a local.
Yay. All right.
I mean, you would have just been asking around otherwise. Wouldn't have been that much
Yeah.
worse.
Do we? Is this to get the grade off? Is it heavy, or is it just?
Oh, yeah. No, it's stupid heavy. Like, have you ever
Hmm.
tried to lift up a manhole cover?
No.
No.
Well, let me
No,
tell
I've
you,
never
they
tried.
usually have a tool for it because it's flush.
Yeah.
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 You think we
Yeah.
we have
Yeah,
to go
it's
in?
the sewer key.
I will.
There is a
I will.
terrible smell.
Yeah. I'm
Oh.
gonna just look around and see if there's any kind of a crowbar or metal rod or debris down there that'll help kind of lift the manhole cover.
I have a spear.
Just because it's a good escape route sometimes.
What was that, Michelle?
I have a spear.
You just have a crowbar or a spear?
Spear.
Spear.
Yeah,
Spear.
spear.
Metal
Okay.
spear.
I'll let that act as a functional crowbar.
Right.
You want to try to strength it up, Graph?
Yeah, I got this.
All right, go ahead and make me a.
What feathers?
I actually have a crowbar. It's part of the Dungeoneers pack.
Fuck it, let's
then
see
make
what
it
was
a
that.
crowbar.
I don't want to bend my shit.
I was
So
going
you
to
start
say,
using the
this will be
spear.
real interesting if you fail badly enough to
Yeah.
break the spear.
Like you start like jabbing the spear, trying to. I'm like, would this help? And hand you the crowbar.
Well, yeah.
Now you can make a
Thanks.
strength check at advantage
Back.
because you have a crowbar.
All right. That means I get to roll twice if I roll shitty, right?
You get to roll twice and you keep the highest.
Oh shoot! I have a crowbar too.
Of course
Yeah.
you do.
Yeah.
Everyone forgets they come with a crowbar.
15.
Or it could be better.
I keep hitting the
15
wrong button.
plus something.
It's 15 plus
3,
6.
4, 6,
I have 18 strength.
4.
That's 4.
Yeah.
Huh?
Not a strength save, strength check.
Oh.
That's
Oh.
just
Yeah,
your baseline
yeah,
score.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do things.
Oh,
That's okay.
Yeah, plus 4.
Yeah, and honestly, non-ability skill checks are rare, at least in my games. So,
Mm.
but strength tends to be one of them.
Yep.
Because there's nothing athletic about this. This is just you
So-
prying something open.
19 then, yeah?
Yeah, that is a 19. So you handily just boop, pop, and then you just grab it and toss it to the side.
Pull it up, roll it away, hand it back as thank you very much.
I'm glad you had that, because I have a way to open it without a crowbar, but it would not have gone well for anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit flies everywhere.
Yeah. Oh,
Charles, I
please
can't
don't make
wait
me
until you
rage.
go into a rage.
Please don't make
Why?
me rage.
I opened this.
Please don't make
No,
me rage.
don't tell him. Let him find out.
Oh no.
Okay. So just a quick question. Charles, your character is human?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then we've got elf-looking orc. Okay. I look down into the dark, and then I look at the barbarian and the others, and then I look at the barbarian. I go, do we need a light?
I have a torch, yes.
Okay. And I go, well,
You light up your torch, but a little too close to the sewer hole, and it goes for a second, and you're like, oh, okay.
because I pull out a hooded lantern, and I said, this might be a
Oh.
little safer.
Okay, that works.
Are we
So
sure
I
we have
strike-
to go in there?
I look. Is
See
there
the
like a
stink
ladder
lines.
down the manhole, James, or do we have to like tie off a rope?
Yeah, there's a ladder.
Okay.
Oh,
It's like
is the
bolted
ladder
into the wall.
dirty?
Like, yeah.
Okay. I would like to inspect the ladder first and just see how corroded it looks.
It doesn't look corroded. It looks a little slick.
Slimy.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I go,
Oh God.
Okay. Well, I dig into one of my little pouches and I pull out a very suspicious looking like dark scarf and I kind of wrap it really well around my face. And then I grab
Boys and
another
girls, we got a job here.
No, so kind of like this, and then she kind of like splashes this a really pepperminty smell on her, and just kind of goes, it's kind of stinky, so and slick, and she just points to the ladder. Anybody, any takers on going first?
I opened it. Someone else has to bite this bullet.
I guess I can go. I'll be the first one down.
Okay.
All right. You climb down the ladder just fine. It's more than sturdy enough. I say ladder, of course, it's bolted wrought iron into the wall. And so as you make it down, as you check your hands, there's layers of grime that you do not appreciate on your hands. Or
Oh.
maybe you do. I don't know.
Gross.
Definitely not.
Before
Okay.
any of the rest of us go down there, I take the time to look around a little bit because we're looking for another crystal, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
Yep.
just, like,
You would
really-
assume so, yeah.
Really make sure there's no crystal, like maybe underneath the edges of the thing.
It's like all
You
just
could
a
be right
ploy.
here for all we know.
Yeah.
I guess then I will do a perception check while I'm down there, just to see what I
Sure.
can see.
I assume I found nothing.
Nope. It's pretty dark and dank down here, standard. Also, you're having trouble paying attention to your sights because all of the wonderful new smells you've discovered. So.
Oh no.
I turn to Jorah. Do you think I could have maybe like a fingerful of that peppermint junk?
Oh, I dab it and then I just streak it under his face, like right
Her.
under the nostrils, right under her nostrils,
That will do.
and maybe
Thank you
tip a little on the tusks. It's very strong and it gives you tear up initially just a little bit.
It's like Vicks.
Yes.
You'd rather
yes.
smell Vicks than shit, though.
Yeah.
You're not wrong.
Core doesn't care. He's just going down behind.
Of course, just on the way. Yeah, this is
Yeah,
another
whatever.
thing.
Yeah.
It's fine. This is another challenge.
Marty is also climbing down, but she's opting to not breathe out of her nose. It's not really working.
You know you can still smell through your mouth, right?
Yeah, I'm quite aware.
You're now.
I try to say something like, well, Celestials don't have to breathe, so I can't smell anything. Clearly, I don't even buy it myself, but
This doesn't bother me and my superhumanness at all. Ah.
No, not even a bit.
And you just
Turning
make
a
a
little
little,
blue.
you do a little like "Wah" at the end of it.
I motion to see if Jorah wants to go, and if not, I go.
All right. And
I mean, Jorah can see just fine. Like she's.
so,
In fact,
are you
yeah.
going down the ladder, Tick?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's 3 down, 4 down. Did you already go ahead and go, Marty?
2
Yeah.
second. Or
You're the
third.
last one. You're the last one through, Graph.
And down I go.
All right. As you all make your way through the sewers, you see what could have been possibly at one point another city, but that definitely got repurposed and built around in order to make way for a sewage system. That the system, honestly, is very impressive for what it should be. It's worn by time, worn by age, and by what can only be, shit. And so
Cool
it's
erosion.
corroded, but at the same time, it still sturdily seems to be cycling things. There's enough of a walkway on the side. It gets a little grossed up at some points, but you manage to find your way through. Eventually, you come to the image that you saw in your head, Jorah.
Okay. All right. I cast the image again. This time in the palm of my hand, kind of like a little and do a kind of comparison just so I get like the angle right. And then I go, ta-da! We're here.
Oh, very
Let's see
nice.
what's here. Oh, I hope we don't have to jump into this.
Me too.
Okay. I'm just gonna. James, what's the difference between perception and investigation when you're just kind of looking around at things?
Investigation would be something that you can get your hands on.
Okay.
So closer inspection is investigation, whereas visual inspection is perception.
Okay.
Does anybody have something that they want to use before you, I assume, use investigation to see if they can determine something here?
Well, Cora is going to start to sniff the air.
No, God, no.
Well, what's
And
your
roam
range?
around. 60 feet.
60 feet?
Yeah.
Uh,
So he's just going to be like a bloodhound, see if there's anything magical down
Do
here.
you smell anything, buddy?
there is.
I smell a lot of things. I
In
don't
the
know what this
wall, behind a... well, first, play around a little bit with it. Explore
Sure.
the space.
Yeah, of course. I want to go around, just sniffing to see if there's anything magic that's not the party. And I guess I'm getting a trail, following a trail towards it. Okay.
Like one of the hot pie trails.
Right. So I will say, I smell something. It's this way.
Yeah, me too.
He doesn't even notice the joke. Like just right over his head. It's like, okay.
Oh.
So he's off.
All right. You start making your way. It's about 30 feet off of where you all were, inside what would have been the picture frame. And as you move there, I would like everybody to make me a perception check really quickly.
Yeah.
Nice. Nice.
Rolling horribly. That's good.
17.
Nope.
Well,
So that's a 16 and a 17. Azazia and Graf, you both hear like a slurping noise behind you as you're following Core.
What the fuck is that? You guys hear that?
Yeah, I hear that. I don't like it. I turn around to see what I can see. Having dark vision, of course.
You don't.
We do have a hooded lantern, so.
Yeah.
Oh, I figured probably that a Core was using that in front of him, so behind us would be.
Yeah, so Core's leading the charge right now. So if Core has the lantern, then the light's in front. But all the rest of you, I believe, have dark vision.
Dark vision.
Yep, I can see the dot.
Yeah. And Phil, real quick, Azazia is not an Azamar. He is
half elf.
Half elf. Okay, so he is a pointy ear, which is why those other guys liked you. I thought so.
Yes,
that was what I was saying. So
because they're racist.
Core hasn't even noticed.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, yes, they're racist, Michelle.
Oi! Oi, over there! Hold up!
What? Okay.
You're so close, Core. It's like right there.
He just goes for it anyway.
I mean,
you did get told to hold up.
Yeah, I did get told to hold up, and we're a party, so I'm not gonna do anything on my own. I just stop. I don't turn around though.
It's
like a beagle or something, just like
yep,
pointing like whatever should be there.
Yeah.
It's something in the dock.
So I kind of smell around to see if there's anything within 60 feet of us that's magical, other than the thing that I'm going after. Is there anything around that's magical within 60 feet?
The other the Wayfinder stone, or the Wayfinder crystal, and that's it. Also, any magical effects that anybody has up in the party, which I don't think is any right now. Although, Jorah did just cast my minor illusion again, so that's up probably.
Yeah. So, Core will say there's nothing magical nearby other than what we're looking for.
So, I super cocky. I'm like, all right, and pull out my spear. Get that thing and let's see what this is. That thing in the crystal.
Sure. So I'll keep looking for it.
You go up to a wall, and you feel a presence behind one of the bricks in the wall. You smell a presence. Sorry.
Yeah. So I'll say it's behind this wall, maybe right here. And I'll ask for the crowbar.
Yeah, sure.
Sure. Then it's just strength, right?
Mhm.
To try and pry this brick out of the wall, if I can. If it looks like I can.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So it's at advantage. That's 1. That's 2. So 11.
It's a brick. An 11's enough.
Okay.
So
Saving
with
all of
that,
it
you're
for
able to pop
combat.
the brick, and it seems like the brick was loose. You pull the brick back, and you see another shining gem.
So I'll say, it's
And-
right here.
As you do that, I would like for you guys to tell me what order you're in right now.
So
I would not be in the rear. I would be in the middle.
yeah, I think
Okay.
Well,
Core is
Graph,
definitely in the front.
depending on which side you probably start on, core at one side and Graph at the other,
Mm-hmm.
and then
My mic
the
is
three
muted.
of us.
Yeah, I'm definitely at the back because I'm
Yeah.
basically sitting there, spear at the
Yep.
ready, like I hear
Okay,
you,
so
you
we got
bitch.
Core. We
I'll
got
be right behind Graph then,
Okay.
because I was also, since I also heard it, I would have sort of trailed to the back to look.
Mhm.
I'll probably be next to Core since he seems like he's sniffing out the gem.
Mhm.
So
Then Marty is in the middle.
Yep.
Let me
Cool.
do something really quickly
So he's
here.
just
no
like,
problem.
say nothing, be at safest spot. Yes.
I mean, we're just protecting the squishy insides of the group.
Our
That's exactly what
squishy
we're
interior.
So it's supposed to be, but the big people on the outsides.
Too much fun.
Or I think
All
you
right, and
switch
with
me
that,
Graph.
I'm going to have a tendril shoot up
Uh-huh.
and try to strike against Graph.
Oh, crap.
Graph is alerted, so there is no advantage.
Woo.
Got
And
my
this
spear
is
out.
where- Yeah. Sure. Gus.
Zog.
That's some character.
We need to be careful. We're going to get DMC'd.
We can talk about things.
You can't make Warcraft sounds.
I guess.
Don't call it a Warcraft sound. They don't know.
Oh, shit. You're right. Does a 17 hit your armor class?
Yeah, I am 17.
Oof. Just hits. So you see a tentacle snap up and wrap around your leg. It's going to deal.
Fucking
some damage.
squids!
And then I'm going to go ahead and pop you all up into another map.
Yeah.
2-minute tabletop. Don't get mad at me because there are 2 patrons on here. I'm pretty sure right now.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I own this.
Yeah,
hey, it's like 7:17. Can we take a quick potty break?
Oh yeah.
we
While you guys
can,
head
and
up.
then we'll come back and roll initiative.
Right.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Does that sound okay to everybody?
Yeah. Sounds good.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yep.
All right. BRB, everybody.